Amnian Nights, episode 44, I think. Last session ended with a betrayal. Atticus killed Janos Firecam in front of his sister, shared his true feelings, released the demon Gornak, and was teleported away by him. Grief-stricken Ciri fled and ran. That's an edit to come. Through the city and couldn't face going to her companion to the Adventurers Guild, so she left. But luckily, Obsidian had a vision of where she might be and was able to ask Soldil if perhaps Havalan could be any help in getting them to her. So yeah, that's where we left off. Let's go to the woods. If I can find it. This might be the one. Let's head through. Do I have to mark everybody invisible individually, it would seem? It does so seem. So Ciri, you have been walking further and further away from the city. Until eventually you find yourself reaching a quiet spot. The river stops you from progressing any further, unless you are making a real effort to cross it.
No, I think approaching the river is the first time she realizes she's at a river. Sort of lost track of where she was going. She'd sit down, and I don't believe she was actually wearing any armor or her shield. We were in the city, and we're going to see an ally. But her clothes are definitely stained with blood. So we might take out her jerkin and just watch the blood melt with the water and maybe clean herself up a little bit. She has taken a moment to use her ASMR nature to heal the slashes from Gornak, so she's no longer bleeding. But she's got some really noticeable scars where he raked her shield arm. They're sort of raised and still faintly scarlet. Maybe not that faint, actually. Still quite scarlet. And so she'll wash the remaining blood that stains her skin, her arms, her hair, feathers. Before she knows it, she's...
Save. I'm just going to put this as Ciri's ability to piece things together at the moment while she's got so much going on.
Yeah, before she knows it, she's like covered in the middle of the river, sort of almost had eating water.
As you look at these scars on your arm, which despite the healing still hurts a bit, you would piece together several other things you've been told. Vandrin's terrible injury that he carried around for years and like struggled to heal from, even with clerics, and what Janos had said about wounds from Gornak being cursed, lingering things that carry on, and you would realise that, like your father, it seems that you now carry a cursed wound from Gornak. Although yours obviously comes with an emotional weight that maybe Vandrin's didn't.
Does it feel? What's the sort of? Is it pain? The wound? Is it like what sort of pain is it?
There's an ache.
Like an ache.
Yeah, it's very different to obviously the slash when the wound happened. There's definitely an ache lingering there in a way that healed wounds normally don't. It's not debilitating. It's just
No.
something you're aware of.
Yeah, as if she'd forget. Just one more thing. Yeah, I think she'll just go and dive underwater. Hold her breath. And come out for breath and go back down and just hold it. And that seems to be calming for a bit.
Yeah, it's very cold. Just washes down from the, I think it's the Sword Mountains to the north. And yeah, as Violandor carries on towards the sea, it still carries bits of snow and small flows through the forest.
There's like a wild whirling of like images around her mind. From like the things Atticus said, as and they kind of like merge with like scenes of like their childhood together. I mean, they weren't necessarily kids together because of the age difference and how kids age. But there's definitely like a wealth of images in her mind. There was this one time where it snowed and they were building a snowman together. And as they finished and they looked at it, he just kicked it and destroyed it and laughed. And she also laughed after a moment because it was funny and cute. And that image is just playing in her mind. There's like the look when she left to join the Firebrands, although she didn't know what they were at the time, and how he was a kid, and then when she returned, he was no longer a kid, but a young man, and she wonders about the years in between and the things he said. At some point, she gets really cold and leaves the water.
Okay. What should we do next?
Can I feel Kura around me?
Yeah.
That's comforting.
Around an hour after you left the city, the hair on your neck begins to stand up for a moment, and you just have a strange sort of electric sense of worry about you. Kind of like that alert, that hyper awareness that prey animals seem to suddenly get for a moment before a predator pounces, and the sky, what little moonlight is coming down, darkens for just a flash as something huge passes overhead. And a moment later, it passes again, but its flight suddenly stops with this huge spread of wings as an enormous dragon settles down in the clearing. Obsidian and Asher, how do you both think you would have felt in your 3 or 4 minute long experience of dragonflight?
That was the best fucking thing I've ever done.
She's done a lot of things. So, I was wondering, would it allow us on its back, or would it be carrying us in its claws, or how would that work?
You would have been held in talons. Suldil was on the back.
Mm-hmm.
That does not affect my answer.
It does affect the answer of Obsidian, I think. Yeah, I think Obsidian would be highly uncomfortable being at the sort of whim of such a powerful creature that's they don't really have an established connection or like even friendship with. So it's uncomfortable for sure. And he gladly welcomes the earth and just not being able to either be crushed or dropped and crushed.
For
at any
clarity
moment
as well, Haviland and Suldil would have insisted on getting through the city gates and a little way out to reduce the chance of being seen, a dragon flying out of the city. So you would have travelled at speed on foot for about 15-20 minutes out of the gates and then have been carried. But yeah, they land. Suldil, Haviland quickly changing back, and Suldil and Haviland hang back as Asher and Obsidian presumably step forward.
I am gonna run over and try and double high five Obsidian. Oh my god! That was so fucking amazing! We were flying on a dragon! Or with a dragon. It doesn't really matter. That was so fucking cool!
As Sire gets closer, I think you definitely notice the scars and probably like her, I think like probably like the coat or what the overshirt that she was wearing was probably also rips. Like those were some big rakes she got.
Would you be all washed off now though?
I think unless I don't think she missed a spot and she was in the water for a lot. So but there's I think there's some scarring, and then her face is you think you probably recognize the face of someone who spent the last few hours crying. Like it's all puffy and red, her eyes are bloodshot. She wears her hair up. She feels small. Like this is a tall Asamara. She feels small.
If you're not covered in blood, and given my perception rolls in the past, I'm not gonna notice shit. I will probably notice that you're wet. And so I'll run over and be like, man, it's a swimming day all around. We had a fantastic time at the park. What are you doing out here? We gotta go. Where's Atticus?
He's gone.
Right. Where is he though? Like, we gotta get him, we gotta go.
I don't think he's coming back. She's gonna just look at Obsidian, did you know? Please don't lie to me. Did you know?
Did I know what? That he is disappeared or left?
That he plans to kill Janos.
Oh. No. Not here, not there, not like this.
Wait,
He
what
did
happened?
mention having it in mind long time ago, but then never acted upon it. Never pressed to do it.
Because of who Siri is and her state of mind, I'm not even gonna roll an insight. We went to the meeting. Atticus used some sort of knife to stab Janos and free Gornak,
Yeah.
and they both disappeared in one of the chasms that we saw before. They've gone back to their master, Kurigalsu.
What a dick. Okay. Well, I mean, we can't say we didn't see that coming, but like, okay, cool. Man, we have like bigger fish to fry. What is he doing? Ugh. All right. We can do this. We've got a dragon. We have a literal dragon buddy. We're still good. The world's not gonna end. We're still good. Sarah, I'm sorry. You're probably pretty bummed. But real talk, like, we knew this was happening, right? Like, he fucking tried to kill that dude last time.
I didn't know. I made a choice.
I
And
mean,
once
that's
again,
super great for you that you always like see what you want to see in people. That's probably like really nice outlook on life. However, yeah.
I left the body of a righteous man bleeding out in the basement. I would like to go back to town and make that right.
Oh, you want to go? You want to go back to the scene of the crime?
No, I want to go to Commander Grimes. I've got the name of someone who also works for Kurigalsu, the man who originally sent us there.
Oh, okay.
Sends my brother to kill Janos. The man must be buried. He was a good man. He deserves that.
I guess.
He shall surely be found and given burial.
I'm not leaving it up to chance.
I mean,
It's
I'm
not
gonna
really
look around at the
chance.
forest
Huh?
and where we are. Asher's gonna do like a really obvious like pan of like the fact that we're nowhere near there. Like, I mean, chances are like that's what has happened.
I doubt it. He was back in his mansion. I don't know if he was working with anyone. He told me once he had lots of people now guarding Gornak, and there was no one there when I went there. It's just him and his magic powering his chains. I'm not asking you to follow me. I'm just letting you know what I am doing.
I mean, I get that you're not asking us to follow you, but like, I don't know if you remember that whole like world-ending stuff that we got going on and all of that.
Atticus is now also lost to Azuma.
I don't only remember the world is ending. My blindness and my inaction has given Sendax his lieutenant back.
I'm gonna look at Mr. Death and be like, wait, I
At
thought we
who?
lost
At
him
who?
to Kurogazu. Who's Azurma? I missed that one. Do we have another person?
Azuma is the one I follow.
Oh, and is that a good guy? You are waiting too long to answer this, Obsidian.
I do not know how you would categorize them.
Okay. Nice and vague. Cool. She's just gonna sit there rubbing her face for a second, wondering how
You
she
don't
ended up
have
with
to
a
be
bunch
cool
of
with
murderers
this.
and criminals.
Yeah. There's nothing cool about this, Asher.
Yeah, no, totally get that. I assumed, like when we all first met that y'all were in prison, like, mistakenly, like I was. And I'm slowly, like, starting to realize day by day that all y'all belonged in there and I was the one in my mistake. Cause alright. No, we can make this work. We've got, I don't know where to find new people to help me save the city. Okay. Alright. Okay. So we go back. We talk to Grimes. And surely they will notify next of kin. And your boy will be taken care of.
You are such a strange creature, Asha.
I'm the strange creature. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I'm the strange one, man. Yep. I'm the strange one. Remind me how I'm strange.
Your heart seems to be far too big for your frame.
It's a condition. Okay. We go back. We tell Grimes. We give him a heads up about Atticus. So that he doesn't see him doing more shit and blames it on us because he thinks we're still working together.
I don't think Atticus is in the city anymore.
Well, I mean, we just don't know that anymore. He could be doing anything right now.
And do we think that Grimes will take it well that the person we were accused of attacking is dead now, and it's all just Atticus's fault?
Super not.
And no one else is to blame.
I mean, I'm definitely not.
I know what the right thing is to do. I also know, before he died, Janos wrote the name of the person working for Kurialsu that first led Atticus to kill him.
Okay, and how does that connect with Sendax?
Not with Sendax, just it doesn't blame us.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess we can... I don't know. Obsidian, are you saying we shouldn't go to Grimes? Because, like, I'm normally for that. Because, getting government involved is usually never a good thing. But...
I'm not getting government involved.
I'm
giving a good man a burial. And I am letting them know what happened. And I'm letting them know that there's an agent of a dragon that has made infernal dealings working in the city and making other agents go to kill good people in that city. That is what I'm doing. I understand he lied to you too, and you can process your grief in your own way.
I
But
mean,
this is what I am doing.
you know, I knew the guy 2 weeks, and most of that time he like tried to kill everyone that we ever met. So, like, my grief is more annoyance at fucking us over when he knew we were trying to accomplish some things. But you know, I get that. You know, you've got years of.
I don't have space in my mind for this right now. I wish to return and make things right.
All right, let's. I will turn around to our dragon. Oh, we've got tokens. Nice seeing you.
Howlan in his kobold form, is it? The time for urgency has passed. We will return in an ambulatory manner. I am thinking I would like to stretch my legs anyway.
Oh man.
It is different to wings.
Okay, but next
What is-
time you want to give someone a ride, you think of me, okay? 'Cause I definitely want to do that again.
I have not carried someone other than Sordil for many centuries.
Well, I'm fine with the Talon thing again.
Many or not.
Loved it. Loved it.
I am not.
You did not care for it? You felt like prey, I imagine.
Turns his gaze away.
It is nothing to be. Someone is here.
He will reach for them all.
Yeah, a voice calls out from at the edge of a camp, and they say,
Hello? Is somebody there?
Yeah, hello.
Oh, wait there, one moment.
Okay.
Swords out.
somebody steps forward. Shall I share the art before you describe, or would you rather describe yourself first?
Go ahead and share the art, and I will describe that. The figure approaching you is a small, fuzzy little heron. In terms of stature, he is about 5'2" to the top of the head, with then ears that are like a foot long on top of that. Fur of kind of a light tan, and then like a light brown and like a tan or caramel kind of color. He's dressed in a kind of slightly tattered purple set of traveler's clothes. He has a large backpack, which seems very full, strapped to his back, and has additional things strapped onto it, like rope and a lantern and a hunting trap. Additionally, he's got a kind of a leather scholar's satchel over one shoulder, and the biggest, brownest eyes you ever did see. Hello, sorry. I thought I'd lost you there for a moment. I swear I saw some kind of large creature, so I hid just for a little moment for safety. I could have sworn it was yeah, but it couldn't have been. But I finally caught up with you. I've actually been attempting to track down you, Sire, for some time. I was asking about you in the Adventurers Guild, but you weren't there at the time. So yes, I've had to do a little bit of sleuthing, but I'm here now. So
Sorry, who are you?
oh, you are a joker, but yes, I'm afraid it might have been a little while. Might it? It might have. But you and your accomplices. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I suppose it is quite a somewhat serious matter, I suppose. I suppose this is an intervention of sorts. I think.
Excuse me?
An intervention, where someone steps in and tries to stop someone doing something that
Oh,
they
yeah, I
know
know what
they
they are.
shouldn't.
So
Exactly.
I don't know
So-
who this person is.
Oh, Siri, you are a one, but so the thing is, the path that you're going down, Sire, is one that's going to result in a great deal of strife potentially.
What is her path to you?
Excuse me, what? I'm sorry, who? I'm sorry, it's the real wrong day for this. You want some coin? I'll give you some coin. But I'm not in the mood for this.
Yeah,
Hi, sorry, Asher Vasher. What was your name?
Oh, I'm very sorry. I haven't formally introduced myself, and he'll say, you're most beautiful. It's a pleasure to meet you." And he'll put out a hand if you'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he'll take your hand with both hands, and then kind of do a weird, awkward, bowing curtsy thing, and be like, "You said your name was Asher. My name is Loxley Atticus Pipthorn Gladstone."
Sorry, what? Come again?
That's Loxley Atticus Pipthorn Gladstone.
You. This is. Say what?
I'm gonna need to do some sort of like history check. DM?
Make me a history check.
And I'm gonna need the name again.
Could you say just the second and fourth part of your name?
17.
The Loxley and the Pipthorn mean absolutely nothing to you.
I do not have the patience for this right now.
Did you get transformed? Is this
Transformed
a
into
polymorph
what?
thing?
Oh, I'm afraid that magic is far beyond me, but
This
perhaps...
is a weird joke, man. Your sister seems kind of torn up.
I'm sorry if this is a bad time, but she needs she needs guidance, I suppose.
Uh-huh.
I-
Uh-huh. What?
At this point, like, I think I'm dreaming. Am I dreaming? Did I pass out on the glade?
I think I'm doing something.
What? Okay.
Did Asher go to the bathroom just before we started the session?
She's like doing one of those like mental checks where you think back through everything you've done in the day. Like, at what point
Did I accidentally the drugs?
did I totally forget that I did something a little harder today? Like,
I don't know why you're here and what you want from me. I'm going to go.
oh
Please
my
don't
god,
go.
oh my god, oh my god. Wait a second. Siri, it's the thing. Okay, did you come
Siri.
from another dimension? He's here from where we're all rabbits.
It's just been a
Do
very
you
long
have
day.
some sort of magic? Are you able to tell that I'm not from this place?
Yeah, did you, when you left where you came from, was there a me rabbit?
I'm afraid I've never met you before in my life.
Okay,
Much
but
to my
it would be something like
disappointment.
Blackthorn, Asher, Pippin, Popsiloticus, Vasher.
I would have loved to have met you in my former home, but I'm afraid not. But Sire and I grew up together, so I'm not sure why she doesn't know me. You do have a brother, right?
Well, that's...
Wait, so the Siri that's your sister it looks like her, and I'll point over to Siri.
Sire looks exactly as she does standing here before me.
Oh, okay. And your parents.
What is your home?
It's a small manor on the outskirts of Waters Deep.
In this plane?
Well, I suppose it is this plane, but this plane, but a different set of planes, perhaps. You see, it's as though there are a group of planes. For example, we have this is me asking. What's the name of the material plane, right? That's where we
Yeah.
are. So this world is associated. We're on the material plane, and it's associated with the fire plane and water plane and the hells and all sorts. But the material plane that we're in now is not the material plane that I came from. But that's why I'm here to find you, because the path that you will go down. I mean, I understand. Elias and his firebrands are very persuasive. They draw you in with their community work and all this kind of stuff, but their ultimate goals are a lot more sinister. They serve a greater purpose, and he will convince you to do some very unfortunate things, and a lot of people will get hurt. So I need to make sure that doesn't happen, and the events that follow it don't occur.
Do you think this is some sort of a fiendish trick?
If it is, it's a very cruel joke.
Well, I would expect nothing less from the fiends.
I assure you, this is not a joke. I'm very serious. I wish I weren't, but after the explosion in Baldur's Gate, things only got worse from there.
The what now?
Well, the firebrands, they set off a very large explosion in the middle of Baldur's Gate. Many people were killed, and things only spiraled from that point onwards. Elias and the firebrands are serving a greater power, a dragon.
Sendax, right?
You already know of Sendax.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure if he would have a bunch of other names mixed in with his, but yeah.
Well, he has many names. The Uniter, for one, but yes, they were a force under Sendax the Uniter, and over time, I can only describe it as Sendax taking over everything eventually. Started with, I mean, it seemed like a kind of magical disease or plague or something.
Stop. You grew up with a city, yeah? Tell me
Yes.
something only a city would know.
You talk to yourself, but it's not yourself. It is your celestial connection, Kuratoa. I know you can't tell a lie. That you're brave and forthright and see the good in
do.
everyone. But perhaps easily led by those who seek to use you for their gain.
Oh, yes, you think? Well, the brother I grew up with just stabbed a righteous man in the neck, freed a demon, and went to serve his dragonic master. That's the brother I grew up with. The one whose name you're using.
Wait. And I'm going to just put a finger up to Loxley and just be like, hold on a second, and turn to the other two and be like, huddle, really quick. Okay, guys, listen. What if, Sarah, what if on the other place you were adopted by a Harengon family instead?
I don't know how that would be relevant to me.
I'm saying it's not the same Atticus.
Yeah, and it's not the same city, so why is he bothering me?
Well, but I think maybe you're more similar to the other Sire, right?
What? I should be talking nonsense.
Like, he's a totally different one, but I think the other you is maybe very similar. So he recognizes you, but you don't recognize him.
How much of this do I overhear?
Yeah, big ears.
Got big ears, make a perception check.
Hang on.
But also, he is maybe a little further along or something. He knows things that haven't happened yet.
What? Actually, I lost my brother today.
Right, but okay, and I really understand that is probably so hard. However, you could also look at this as like a really good blessing. You're being
Don't even go there.
Isn't it the other way around? He seemed to speak as if of events that should. He seemed to think that events that will happen have already happened for us. The Alliance
like,
and the Brotherhood and Cirrus.
Like things are maybe happening like faster or have moved along faster where he's from.
I'd say you're getting about half of this.
The bomb he talks about is the plot I tried to stop and failed.
It's more that I tried to come back.
What? Wait, sorry. What? Wait, what bomb? What bomb that you failed to stop? There's not a. What?
This is a few years back. Asher is irrelevant. I learned the plot to bomb Baldur's Gate to kill an influential politician of influence. I tried to stop it. I went to authorities at Baldur's Gate. I got myself arrested and thrown into a jail cell. And the plot went ahead because the Flaming Fist had been bought.
Okay. Okay. So bright side on that is that we don't have a bomb currently that we need to stop. That's like imminent. Because that's what I thought he was talking about. So
I'm sorry. Did I hear that the bomb in Baldur's Gate didn't go off?
No, it did.
It did go off.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Why are you here?
A lot of events transpire between now, whenever now is, and our ultimate future. Like I said, it started with magical plagues within Waters Deep. Stendax was recruiting allies, and for a while even had other dragons in his service, such as Onslaught the Black and Corvellium the Despoiler. But there were efforts at a resistance and the like, but ultimately they were futile. anyone that tried to take on Sendax was slain. He seemed to also be hunting down other dragons to the point where there were none left. I believe he even slew his own dragon generals, and only seemed to get stronger for doing so. Huge areas of the realms became dark and warped. I feel a little bit nervous actually, being out here in the forest, because who knows what manner of his creatures might be here. And by the end of it, it continued spreading. His power kept growing. I witnessed the death of some dragons at his hand as they tried to resist, but ultimately he's taken over almost everywhere.
Haviland shifts
Yeah,
a little bit.
I keep looking over at him like, ugh.
There's, I don't know, I mean, it's possible to say, but it seems as though 90% of civilization is gone. Huge areas that were once fields have become swamps, and some areas seem to have been ripped from existence in their entirety. So the thing is, after the firebrands and Elias and Stire triggered the explosion in Baldur's Gate, I believe they...
I don't think I ever did such thing. I tried to stop it.
You tried to stop it?
I tried to stop. I failed, but I tried to stop it.
Well, that is good news. Because, well, after that explosion, it seemed that Elias and Stire, as a matter of course, were kind of sucked up into Sendax's army, I suppose you could call it. Elias is his general, and Sure is his right hand, his first soldier. So I need to stop you going down that path so that we can hopefully prevent all the things that are coming from coming at all.
Okay. I am not going down that path. Are we done here? Can we go back? You go back to your wherever you're from. I won't go down that path.
Well, that is good news, but I don't think I'm going to be able to go back. The goal wasn't really to come here. A friend, well, my surviving friend and I, made our way sneaking into the ruins and found our way to Sorcerer's Sundries. The goal, I tried to. You see, I'm a magician. I focus on magic related to time. At least I have done recently, with the idea that maybe I could help change things. But I realized I wasn't powerful enough to do what we needed. So in Sorcerer's Sundries, I was able to get my hands on a scroll of wish, with the idea being that I would come back to a time before this all happened, and stop it. And I don't know if my calculations are off, or I am simply not a good enough wizard, but I haven't ended up where I was trying to be. I've noticed that there are some strange things about this realm, but I've not just gone back in time, but also transitioned to somewhere else entirely, which is unfortunate, but I suppose the goal remains the same if I'm stuck here.
And they're just...
Good news for you guys is these things haven't happened yet. Sandex hasn't taken over, but he must be stopped. the whole world will be in ruin if he's not stopped.
Yeah,
But you
I'm
have this
with you
wish
there.
scroll, right? Just cast it to go away home.
Oh no, it was consumed in the casting. I used it to turn back time, but unfortunately, have also ended up
I
in a
see.
different timeline, I suppose you could call it.
Well, I'm super excited that you're here. I feel like I've been trying to get people on board with this whole stop and Sendex thing for a while now. So you and me, I'm joining your team.
Well, that is excellent news. We're going to need all the help we can get.
I am so
And
sad
I
that
mean
you don't
all
know
of it.
another me though. Like, that means I totally died in the other place.
Well, are you from here? Because I'd never really been to Am before.
Well, no, I'm from. No, but I would have gone to right?
I mean, I've spent most of my life up in Waters Deep, so unless you were in the vicinity, I doubt we'd have bumped into each other. Again, much to my disappointment.
Totally did.
What do you think would happen if you run into yourself?
I
mean, I was hoping that
He's not
greatest
running
time
into
of
himself.
my life
This is
is
not
ahead of
Atticus. There's no such thing. I'm sorry. This is not. There's no such thing as running into oneself. I mean, for starters, this man is carrying a book. This is not. You might. Guys, come on. You might go down wishful fulfillment as much as you want. But this is a time traveler.
Azuma
If
believes that there is a way to fix Atticus.
Great. Good for you. I'm going to go back now. If we're not being flown, I'm going to walk. And she's gonna walk.
I do not like you.
He'll continue walking after her. Sarah.
Who did he say that to?
To you.
I totally thought I was to Zero.
Okay. Not at all.
I mean, I suppose this went slightly better than when I confronted her before, but
Wait, have you done this before? Was there another other her?
well, no, this was back at home, but
Oh.
my friends and I grew up with a couple of boys, Culgan Pratt and Ezekiel Briersley. We were kind of together, and we tried to confront, I suppose, Sire and Elias, but
Yeah, no, I get it. She's super hard to talk to.
it went very poorly. It escalated to violence, and well, she killed Ezekiel. I mean, he was an extremely sickly and little lad, but it's been difficult, but it didn't go that badly here. So, is that progress?
Yeah, or you're just really early on.
Well, I'm later than I thought. I thought that I was going to be able to prevent the explosion in Baldur's Gate, but apparently not.
Are Haviland and Soldil walking behind us?
I wasn't sure if you had left the clear and following Syrian Obsidian or not yet, or if you're still just chatting. If you're all leaving, then yeah.
I
they
mean,
would
if
come
they're
with you.
walking, I'll start turning, like, trudging after them. But, like, you know, I'm not trying to. We do need to head back to the city, so.
Yeah. But I don't know if maybe Syrian Obsidian are a few paces ahead of you or whatever. But yeah, the group
Probably.
begins making its way back to the city. I'd say it's all in conversation's length. If anybody wanted to shout forward or backwards to somebody else.
No, I think I would just pepper Loxley with a million questions about where he is from.
Go
Mostly
for it.
just
Ask away. Let's get this group grouped up for road travel.
so a lot of this is gonna just I'm not gonna go through it line by line, but since he said he's from Waterdeep, I'm gonna just since I'm also from Waterdeep, I think I would just start going through like, and does this place still make this kind of food? And does this place and what about these people? And is this place the same? Like just probably just rattle off things like that.
I mean, he would tell you that Waters Deep has is probably mostly the same as you described. There's a lot of similarities. Occasionally, there's something that's very different, but it depends. There are a lot of similarities and a lot of differences.
At some point, I will slow my roll a little bit and tuck back by Havlam and just be like, hey, so we need to keep you on the DL.
What deal?
No, like it's short for down low, like undercover, like kind of lying low.
And he just like, I am capable of passing beyond sight. You would be surprised how many dragons there are around who live unremarkable lives for many years.
When he says dragons, I'm gonna start trying to cough like really loudly to cover up him saying that.
You heard him speak. He is a friend to dragons.
Yeah, but like we don't know who all is in this forest or like is watching.
You are concerned about the forest?
I'm concerned about Sendax.
I also am concerned. I am a dragon, by the way.
Does he say that to me?
Yeah.
I suppose kobolds are a form of dragon-descended creature. Yes.
I like him. He's very respectful.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Tell me, what is Waters Deep like for you?
Well, it's missing the S for one. It's just called Waterdeep.
Waterdeep?
Yeah.
That is most bizarre.
I mean, it's only somewhat bizarre. It's a slight amount of bizarre. It's one letter's worth of bizarre, to be exact.
I suppose that's true.
I think what's really bizarre is that you somehow traveled previous through time. Like, you've gone backwards. That's really cool. That's bizarre. Like, with a big B. Bizarre.
Well, that's the whole idea. Like I say, in order to to try and prevent some of these things occurring, I've studied a great deal of chronomancy, the magic of time manipulation. But unfortunately, I am far too inexperienced for the level of magic I was attempting.
I mean, that's way more than I could ever do. What?
Are you a practitioner yourself?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, like, I'm not one of the studied ones. It just kind of works.
Oh, a sorceress bloodline, perhaps.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, marvelous.
So you're
If
one of
only
the-
that had
the-
occurred for me. Although I do admit I do enjoy reading.
I mean, yeah, listen, sometimes it's a little stronger than I'd like it to be, you know, and but it's fine. It's fine. But so you can just read a book and know how to do the magic?
I mean, it takes a bit of practice, and a lot of it, is transcribing and practicing runes and pentacles and diagrams. Fortunately, my mother was a keen artist and instilled that in me. So my skill with painting and sketching kind of translated naturally into the reproduction of such technical diagrams.
Hey, do you have a weird uncle type character in your life that keeps like evil creatures in his basement?
I mean, does Uncle Elias have creatures in his basement?
Oh no, I don't think it's an actual uncle. I think it's just an uncle type.
I'm afraid that's the only uncle that I have.
Yeah, right.
Had?
Okay. Have?
Will have?
Have?
I'm not
don't
sure.
know. I don't know how this works. So why do you have 4 names?
Well, I have a forename, my given name. I have a middle name, and the last name is hyphenated. It's my mother's maiden name and my father's surname.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
My,
so the other you didn't have the hyphenation or the Loxley part.
just Atticus Gladstone.
Yeah, well, if he had a
That is
middle name, I
interesting.
didn't actually know it. So I guess he could have had maybe his middle name was Loxley.
Maybe so. It would be weird that it'd be the other way around, but who knows? That the butterfly effect and all that. But
Yeah, I go to call out for Siri to ask her and then think better of it. Of just like, yeah, maybe.
So yes, my mother was Hazel Pipthorn and father Vanden Gladstone, and then obviously I'm a Pipthorn Gladstone. Although most people call me Pip, so please feel free.
All right, Pip. I mean, I'm super glad you're not evil.
I mean, I'm pretty glad I'm not evil too. And by the sound of it, although she's not very happy to see me, it sounds like maybe Sire isn't evil. He says that in a hushed tone.
Asher will make look like she's not quite sure if she knows the answer to that question. I mean, I think maybe she's like an evil reformed, or at least an evil on the mend. Because I know she used to be a terrorist, and then I've also seen her like yell at a lot of people and kill a lot of people. So I think she's like a recovering evil that like falls off the wagon sometimes.
So, has she severed ties with Elias entirely then?
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah. We are trying to find him to try and, we were trying to find out where the firebrands were.
Oh, I don't like that. Although I suppose it might be necessary. I don't really want to have to interact with them again at all, or have any of us interacting with them. But
Well, to be clear, we were only trying to find them so that we could stop whatever they were up to.
I mean, that is a noble cause. They are essentially one branch of Sendax's army, lieutenants above the foot soldiers, generals such as Elias and his ilk, and all reporting back to the Uniter. They might not even I don't know. Some of them may or may not even know that Elias is acting on the behalf of Sendak.
Yeah, we had that thought too. That maybe the left doesn't know what the right is doing, kind of vibe. We were also, and I'm gonna thumb back at Havilam. We were also gonna help set him back up with his paladin headquarters or something with a giant. I don't know, but in order to get him back up and operating with the Knights of Bismarck or something, and then we're gonna and then we'll have his help in the fight too. But we have to kill a giant lady or something like that. She might just be really tall. I don't know.
Sorry, what do you need to do for these people, and why exactly?
Oh well, like he said,
Are they your allies in the fight?
Soldeal sort of chips in with I have never said we must kill her, simply that we must retrieve something she stole from us, a key.
Oh yeah, but have you met this group?
I'm afraid I don't know the name Bismarck.
Oh,
The Knights of Bismarck.
Brantley.
The Knights of
Bismuth?
Brantley?
Oh, it's probably bismuth. Like the gem.
Bismuth?
Like the gem.
Not an order I'm familiar with, I'm afraid.
Oh. I mean, I wasn't either, so. But everyone else seemed to really recognize it.
But this is a powerful order that is.
Yeah.
Are they-
Apparently
do they-
work
are they
with
aware of
dragons
the
or
Sendax
something
threat?
all the time. And they're like,
It is. He sort of just waves a hand, looking mildly discomforted by the many, many incorrect uses of the name. Bahamut, the Knights of Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon.
But I suppose you are the remnants of the Knights of Bahamut. I thought that
We
the
are.
Knights were entirely disbanded when Bahamut was slain.
yeah, but we're gonna get him back up to
Bahamut's-
full speed.
Bahamut is our deity. He himself cannot be slain. He is
I-
a god, an ideal.
I was under the impression that although Bahamut was a dragon god, he was slain by Sendax. But I suppose that's, things are different, including the time frame.
Soldeal pales and just looks at Havilan. Indeed, some differences, I imagine, would be enormous.
Are there any dragons that I don't know, still remain?
There are many.
Oh, well, that is a relief. From back home, there were none were left.
Well, yeah. So the plan is to get them back up at a better speed, and then and then we can all be in maybe a better position to take on whatever. We were hoping by that point we would know what the Firebrands were up to and would have stopped them, or at least been pointed in the direction of how best to stop them.
Is completing this quest for the Knights of Bahamut, will that get Bahamut on our side if he still is extant?
It will regain access to our headquarters from where we are able to plan, regroup, and Haviland gives him a glance. He's like, another matters if this group seem worthy.
Well, that sounds like the strongest allies potential allies that I've met so far here, so sounds like a promising lead.
Haviland is gonna break forward a little bit, seeming to travel a bit quicker for a moment, but doesn't seem to have to break into a run or a waddle. He just kind of seamlessly almost glides a bit faster than his feet for a moment. And he doesn't say anything, he just reaches up and gives Ciri's good arm a single brief, reassuring squeeze before dropping back.
She flinches. To the touch, and then realizing who it is, she lets go.
Yeah.
Um,
Then he just drops back, doesn't force a conversation.
Do you need the quiet? Or would you rather talk?
That would be either previously or now, depending.
talking makes it harder to keep the tears inside.
Do you need to keep them inside? Are they a mark of shame?
Do you want me to keep walking? Then I need to keep them inside.
Well, I do think you want to keep walking. Do you want me to talk about something, or...
There's no use in the one to offer up conversation without purpose. I don't know if you are truly that concerned about me. Or if there's something you have to say.
Well, are there answers you would expect of me?
You said he was lost to Shurma. What do you mean? What does that mean?
I told you in the beginning, I didn't know which one of you was the one Azuma cared for, and thus I followed you both. As time passed, I interpreted Azuma's visions to mean that it is my choice as to which of you would be the champion. And in my faulty manner, I have decided to place Azuma's trust in Atticus, even though I already knew he was unreliable. As I said before to you, I didn't want to place any undue direction upon you, as you seemed to be seeking your own path. And also, I figured a challenge would surely be more worthy for me alone than an easier path. Thus, I have tried to support Atticus and gain his trust so that we could somehow follow a path befitting Azuma's champion. I do not think he ever treated me with any seriousness. And well, all those realizations came far too late, it would seem. Soon after it was relayed to me that he broke, that he was lost to us, both to me and Azuma. And thus only one path remains.
Your plan B champion.
If you want to interpret it as such.
I'm trying very hard to not be consumed by anger, but I just see
I think now I have chosen what I thought was better for both me and you, and not what was best for Azuma.
It is very important you hear these words. I am not Ashurma's champion, and I do not accept you as a follower, if that is what you're thinking. Make your own choices.
Well, your brother did not accept anything to that effect either. So in that at least, you do align.
And shall we take our 10-minute break now?
Sure, if you want me to live in this space for a bit longer.
Well, I'm happy to keep going if you want to push through it and then break.
I feel like there might be, unless you have to go bio really quick, we're just finished with that conversation. Don't know where I was going with it though. Yeah, I don't know where I was going now. Sorry, I lost it.
That's fine. I waited till the pause dragged out for a little bit before suggesting it.
You told me that if it came to a confrontation, you would fight me to protect Atticus. And now you say you have received new visions and that he is lost and I remain. I'm sorry, Obsidian. I don't want whatever you think this is. I will take your help against the fight of Sendax. But I don't want your goddess attention. And I don't want to talk any further. At least not tonight.
I shall honor your wish.
Moves a little bit back, but still keeps up the pace, basically. Sort of step back, basically, just to be out of the vision.
It's actually possible that she's slower because she's exhausted. But yeah. There's also something in the way she said that. It's not It's like the loss of a friend rather than like she's not. It's not less like it's just like space. um, yeah, that's I'm happy with ending post there.
Then let's say 10 minutes. We continue on our way back towards Athkatla. Siri pulling away from Obsidian a little bit, physically and emotionally. But yeah, the rest of the group,
Cold-blooded.
cold-blooded. Unlike him, you wouldn't think. Dragonborn are warm-blooded, but he's not a Dragonborn. So yeah, walking along. Pip, what's going through your mind? Obsidian's
Ooh.
more.
Strongly mixed feelings, I suppose. On the one hand, this is going much better than expected because in this world, Sire has seemingly of her own accord chosen the right or a better path. So, he was worried that he was going to have to do a whole bunch of convincing and that it might go poorly, like it did, as he mentioned to Asher, with Zeke getting killed in the fray. So yeah, optimistic in part, conflicted in others, because as much as it's more obvious from Sire's display of emotion, because she's at a very difficult time right now, it's quite difficult for him as well, having this time where in front of him is someone who to him looks identical to the sister he grew up with. And he would like for it to be so, but it's not the same person, so it's difficult. But ultimately, I guess focused on the potential paths ahead, especially those connections with Asher and the Knights potentially, things that he thinks will really help them potentially combat Sendax at some point.
Siri, what's on her mind?
Might need to get back to you on that. I think there's a strong there's a strong mute effect happening on Sire, where the moment, and it was triggered by like the conversation with Obsidian, like the moment she starts to like think about how she's feeling, it starts to become too overwhelming. So I think when she's alone, she's trying not to think. But if we were to have a probe inside her mind, I think the idea, I think she's shaken to the core. I think she's shaken.
Oh, the city. Trees start to fall behind him. The city looks like it's about half an hour's walk away now across the farmland. You get into all those farmsteads on the approach. Not the same road but had the Saldian farmstead on, but was more to the south. But it's similar sort of territories, and you see the very occasional wagon trundling ahead or leaving the city. And yeah, you have about half an hour left until you arrive back in Athkatla. Is there anything else that anyone wants to be talking about, thinking, asking each other? You have free reign RP to meet the new guy.
Asher Ash will just ask to verify what the plan is with the going to Grimes, I guess, to report that, and then what the plan is after they do that.
I suppose Pip will ask Asher, preferably slightly privately, what exactly is going on, because I don't think he was aware of exactly what just happened. So he will get filled in on that.
Yeah, she'll give him the kind of just disjointed rundown of
And
what happened.
he'll just be like, but, that can't be so, but that's, I mean, not me, but sort of?
I mean, yeah, I bet it's really weird, finding out about other yous being so different than you.
I'm not, I mean, I'd noticed some differences, but honestly, I thought that most things would be identical. Like, Sire looks exactly as she does. It's quite amazing, really. She, I mean, with all the fighting and the resistance against Sendax and stuff, I lost contact with her, and I couldn't find what happened to her. She was missing and potentially presumed dead. I wasn't sure if she was alive or not. So to see her is, you know, amazing, and also, I don't know, sad, because she's the same, but it's not the sister I grew up with, and she doesn't have any memory of me.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like Sendax's fault, but I feel like you guys have maybe equally lost your sibling to all of this.
What does this other Atticus look like?
So he was a tall guy, very knightly, pretty good looking, pretty easy on
How
the
long were
eyes.
his ears?
He was human, though.
What?
Yeah, he was superhuman. I
He
mean,
was
not like a
superhuman?
superhuman, but like he was super duper a human person.
Oh,
Like, no Harengon about him.
I suppose it makes sense why everybody was so confused.
I really thought that maybe my brain had broken a little bit when you showed up, or that it was like some really, really shitty joke on his part, especially given what, Syria just told us what went down.
I kind of expected that if there was a version of me, that they would look the same.
Yeah. No, I've been thinking about this since you showed up, and I've been imagining all the different variations of me now out there, because honestly, I didn't even really consider it before. But yeah,
Overhead, just seeing my rabbit ears, you notice coming down the path towards you a large, but not supernatural large, owl just glides down the path and looks to come down and swoop, and seems to realise, wait, no, hold on, this rabbit is far too big, and kind of like adjusts and pulls off and
Oh no!
lands on a branch nearby, looking very confused.
Oh my! What kind of chicken is that?
it's not a chicken. It's an
But
owl.
it's a feathered biped.
Yeah.
I spotted some in Athkatla, and I was told they were chickens.
No. No, it's similar to chickens, but there's like a lot of different ones.
There are many kinds of chicken.
Yeah, we can go with that. We can, sure. Yeah.
And this one is called an owl.
Yeah. It's an owl.
Interesting.
Owl chicken.
Never seen such a thing before.
It usually hunts smaller, and she'll just kind of look you up and down, creatures that are usually covered in fur.
It's a predator.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I mean, I was already nervous about the potential, you know, the monsters of the forest, let the plants and vines, let alone the, the hunting chickens.
Yeah. Yeah. Why were you scared of the plants and vines?
Well, in case they attempt to engulf and consume me.
Does that? I'm gonna look around at all the trees and stuff. Does that happen a lot?
It's not just the plants, but I mean, not always. When Sendax rose to power, like I said, some of the lands changed, and it's not just the flora, but the fauna of the forest. Animals that were once mundane became twisted and aggressive. Forests became very dangerous places.
Well, we kind of saw that once with this dragon that we were sent out to dispatch. There was something with like all the snakes in the area, which are they're like small, legless, featherless chickens.
Oh, no, I have heard of snakes. Yes,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
they're not
but
really anything like chickens.
No, they're not. Not at all. No. But yeah, they were everywhere, and it was very swampy. All around the dragon's like main hideout.
Mm. Yes, dragons. They, especially the powerful ones and ancient ones such as Sendax, they have the ability to warp the world around them. But Sendax's power grew so great it seemed to be across the entire world. Areas became completely desolate. Other areas turned from lush fields into what seemed like fields of corpses. It was most twisted and awful, I suppose.
That's Do you? It's always like that for him. Like, what if? Hold on, wait. Let me catch up to my own mind for a second.
He's saying that
You're
this
meant
is
to
stuff
be in
that was
character.
No,
this
this
was
is character.
caused by
Yeah.
Sendax.
This is absolutely well, yeah, but like we've been looking for like where he might be. What if we started like looking for forests that were all corpseified? With like
I mean,
vines
there were
and-
many things that happened rather than just that, but
Oh.
looking for things that have been changed and are warped in some way would certainly be some kind of indicator, I imagine.
That's yeah. We should.
We're not going to be still out here when it's dark, are we? I don't want to risk the night creatures.
What night? What? Wait. What night creatures?
The shadows manifest, the manifestations of the night, the night creatures. Again, an aspect of the warped world under Sendax. The
So I
darkness
don't,
and
I
shadows
don't think you have
would
to worry
attack.
about that so much. I've
No
never
night
had to deal with
creatures.
that. No, the only thing we've really encountered in the forest at night that was kind of out of the ordinary was a squirrel investigator.
A squirrel.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like you had to deal with. That sounds okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd
he
be
was-
quite
he was
happy to
looking for
meet a squirrel gent.
a missing person, but
Who
yeah.
has the business card, by the way? Did Atticus take it with him? I can't remember who had it on them.
I thought Obsidian had it
Okay.
Preposterous.
Seems unlikely, but okay.
because he was talking about the smell and stuff, right?
Obsidian with all his many pockets.
Nature's pocket.
Probably ate it at some point.
In fact, didn't he? I vaguely remember him, like he might have deliberately gotten rid of it or something. I don't know. Yes, so you're saying there's no night creatures. Well, that is frankly a great relief because, when we're out in the wilderness, I'm always, a little on edge.
Yeah, I
Especially
mean,
at
I would be
nighttime.
too if there were corpseified forests and like crazy night creatures. So, but
Well,
yeah,
the
you don't
forests
have
are
to worry.
dangerous enough at the best of times, so the quicker we get out of here, the better.
We're good. You should be fine. It's okay. You can.
I mean, I
relax.
did when I was following your group. I did see some kind of large creature through the trees. There was a great noise. I don't know what it was, but I didn't want to find out.
I mean, it's probably just Havalan.
Who's Haviland?
I am Havalan.
Him.
No. I mean a very large creature. He's
Oh yeah, he gets really
Again,
big.
I tell you, I am a dragon.
He like gets huge.
Insight check.
Naughty check. It gets huge.
He will
Does he do
transform.
it?
Oh no, you're in the fields now. Actually, you're in the fields. Yeah, so probably not.
If he looked like he was about to, Asher would be like, "No, DL."
Oh my goodness! Not only are dragons real, but you truly are. We have a dragon on side already. That's fantastic news.
Yeah, I mean that's
I
what I was
would be-
telling you earlier.
Most happy to help with your Knights of Bahamut. It seems like that is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, I think so.
Good. I enjoy your earnesty.
It's pronounced honesty.
Just glare. He narrows his eyes at Asher.
It's honesty, right?
I knew what I meant to say.
Oh gosh, this equipment really is heavy. I need to unload some of it.
Well, I mean, I think the plan is to go report what happened with the other you, which
Oh.
obviously you don't mention all of that part when we talk to the police.
I'm not great at keeping secrets.
Okay.
I mean, they don't know me. I just won't do the talking.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need to
There
do
we
the
go.
talking. I don't know what happened anyway.
Yep. They ask you who you are. Just tell them Pip, and just give the first part of your hyphenated name. If
Pip,
if
Pip?
asked. Yeah, I mean, shoot. Yes, you are right. You know what?
You know what? I will simply tell them I'm Loxley Pipthorn. How's that?
Sounds perfect. Did the others ever look like they were going to respond to me about me asking what the plan was?
I don't know. It was a moment where I wasn't sure if Gidra actually had her hand raised or if she was stretching.
Yeah, but I think I changed my mind.
Then I will ask them again, like, hey, so police station or what?
I'm going to make my way to. Are we calling it the police? To the guards?
The guardhouse.
The guardhouse. And then I'm going and try to rest.
Okay.
Well, I shall follow the same path, because that is what I choose to do.
Okay. I also choose to do that thing.
Havalan looking amongst you all just sort of nods and then just into thin air kind of goes,
I'll absolutely put a hand out.
I will not.
Is this a handshake in your realm?
don't be foolish.
I'm so sorry.
So, the night guard house is there, just paying a bit more attention to people coming and going from the city. You are recognized. Three of you are recognized, and that gets your group permitted. You're not a group of strangers turning up. There's no attempt to extract or extort a toll. You are waved in by a guard who looks to be relieved we come up to the end of their shift. And yeah, find yourselves back in the city. How long has Pip been in Athkatla, do you think?
I don't think very long at all.
Matter of days?
A few days, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you know that the guardhouse is not far into the city. You would see a guardhouse, but that was the dodgy prison from your first stay in town. But slightly beyond that, passing into the centre district, there is the watch house. Seems unlikely, but anything that anybody would like to do at the Adventurers Guild as you're passing through on your way to the guardhouse?
No, I mean, I think, so it was late afternoon. I think it's quite late.
Let's get into it.
I'm not sure.
I do think unless you have strong feelings otherwise, Suldil and Havalan would peel off to the Adventurers Guild and let you continue with your personal business. They'll go and pick up the information that they've been waiting for from Mila and Clem about the specific location of this giant. But yeah, the rest of you.
I don't need the company. You guys can return to Adventurers Guild.
Hey, yeah, but look what happened last time we split up.
I do not believe you possess the authority to order me, sir.
What's your business? It's getting late.
I'm here to report a crime. Murder.
Murder. You could see there was a moment where you can just tell that he was about the next words out of his mouth were about to be, "Go on, report it then." But he mentioned murder, and he's like, "Very well. This way." Are you all going in?
Yeah.
Just through there. I feel like you should know this well enough by now.
Oh my,
Yeah,
it's a golem.
The quietest you've seen this room. So take seats then. I'll get a captain if it's murder. Yeah, you are left in the room. The golem just stood there, looking down imperiously, somehow with a complete lack of facial expressions. I need to hide the roof, it would seem. There we go. That'll do. Not pretty, but. Yeah, the goal of who you killed.
Sorry, is it talking to us?
Yeah.
What did he say? It cut off.
Who you kill.
Fair question.
Gotta answer. I'm a sergeant.
I appreciate that. I didn't kill anyone tonight.
With a tiny little tin constable helm strapped, welded to his head. Good citizen. And you do just the guard who's like sat catting out playing cards is right. He's like, leave it for a captain, Splatter. I didn't do nothing. Yeah, after a few minutes, Angerboda comes in and looks across you all like, I was told it was you. Well, what's happened?
I regretfully have to inform you of the death of Jan Fargam, ex-member of the Order of the Radiant Heart.
Just looks up from like she'd been opening a book, clearly thinking this was going to be like another list of thugs that had been killed or something, and she like slams the quill down a little bit harder. The same Janos Firecam that your brother was trying to kill, who I see is conveniently absent.
My brother succeeded in a mission he was set upon. She looks at him, like knowing that she's not gonna like believe this. A dragon who has made deals with the devil so that it remains immortal. Regardless of that. Earlier this afternoon, Atticus Gladstone took a dagger to the carotid artery of Janos Firecam and murdered him. I was there. Atticus had been involved in a pact with an infernal entity. And this was the ultimate conclusion of the entity's plans.
And why did you go to his house? Why did you accompany your brother?
I set up the meeting. Janos and I were working together to stop a plot of drugs coming into the city.
And what happened to your brother?
He's gone. Out of your reach and mine.
By what means?
Under the protection of this infernal entity.
How physically did he leave you?
By demonic teleportation. There's like, the word seemed ridiculous, but like she's saying it with such a serious tone. I don't know if Angerboda is very familiar with infernal decades.
You hear, the guard in the corner looks incredulous. And the one in the heavy plate, like to the right of you all, like Asher and Obsidian, you absolutely just hear like, fucking ridiculous. Sort of somewhat echoey inside the helmet. Angerboda looks at you with a raised eyebrow for a good 5-10 seconds. Like, well, I believe you.
On Janos's person is a notebook in which he wrote the name of the person who originally tasked Atticus with killing him. He learned his name from Atticus himself. Though, in his rush to leave, he must have forgotten to take it with him.
Are you withholding it for dramatic effect?
The name?
Yes.
A jeweler. Lazuli, shopkeeper.
She goes, sort of glancing back and sees another character.
In the basement, you will
Hello.
find. Apparently so. In the basement in the house, you will find Janos was dedicated the latter part of his life to protecting our world from a demonic being that he had trapped in his basement.
She glances over her shoulder, down at the dog, and a moment later looks back and says, "Continue."
I'm just letting you know, so that when you find it, you have contact. There's nothing else I can tell you, other than I wish to pay for his burial.
The commander may want to see you hang for this.
Excuse me?
Everything about this seems, on the surface, like it would be, but you would be complicit. But as I say, I'm inclined to believe you. You've already made it clear that you cannot tell a lie. I know enough about these things to know that that is the case. So it strikes me as perhaps being one of those situations that is too ridiculous to not be true.
I will happily take you there myself.
I know where he lives. Everybody knows where he lives. You'll have to remain here a little while longer while I go and explain this to the commander. It will take some explaining.
I understand.
When you truly have no idea where your brother is.
I can only imagine he might be in one of the planes of hell.
Do you have any effects of his on you? Any of you?
I do? Do I? I think I gave the crossbow away. Pretty sure I gave the crossbow. I don't think I have anything of this.
No, I don't think I
Have a look,
either.
all of you. Any sort of small personal effect can be useful for us reaching out to the cowls to track him down. Anyway, have a think and have a look. I'll be back as soon as I can. It might be a while. She gives a
Do I have anything from Atticus?
She gives a sharp whistle, and the dog trots along after her.
I don't see anything in my inventory that was his.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a. That wasn't me trying to point out something obvious you've forgotten. It was just I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Do I have? No, I don't think I have anything of this.
Okay, that's fine.
Listen.
He did do a good job of packing all his stuff.
I have this friendship bracelet he made me when he was 5.
That sounds like it's your possession to me.
Yeah.
Your possession and your delusion.
Mhm.
So yeah, you are sat in this custody suite office booking hall type area. Booking hall, isn't it, I suppose? Just do you remain just stood there at the front, Siri, or do you go and sit?
I think she's gonna have to, as much as she's gonna want to stand. Her body. I mean, she took a beating from Gornag, then she ran forever. So.
Do you think
Yeah,
she's
my-
gonna? Do you think that Siri needs to roll for exhaustion, given the emotion?
I think so. I think. I mean, I would.
Let's roll for exhaustion. Let's say DC 12.
Is there a button?
There's a
No,
concept.
it would be a con. She's
Con.
pretty odd, so
Yeah, but the dice be the dice. Eh,
Yeah, she's
quite hard.
all right.
Oh, for emotional.
Yeah, Obsidian would like to be standing.
Okay. Yeah, and the
I'm
guard,
not gonna
the guard in the
sit.
corner seems to be playing just sort of one-person card game, laying out suits. The lieutenant in armor is clearly on guard and is very much watching you all. The golem, as you're looking after a while and standing and facing you for a while, he sort of turns away and starts doing something with his hands very slowly, and you see that he's actually, with these huge boulder fingers, trying to do like a cat's cradle, but very badly.
It's Pip here, the description of Atticus's actions.
Yeah, in a room
This
like
attic-
this, absolutely. Time passes. You hear the door unlock again. You did hear it lock before after you came in, after you were left in here. And it's about half an hour has passed, and you would immediately notice a slight flushness to Angerboda, like she is probably been raising her voice fairly recently or been in some sort of confrontation. And like, even though she's wearing plate, you notice a bit of a subconscious effort to kind of like just smooth herself down a bit as she comes to speak. She's like, providing everything at the house is as you say it is, I think this can be managed. The commander is taking 10 men there now. I'll check the scene, I'll check the truth of what you say, and they will take Janos to the Hall of the Radiant Heart, and they can advise what the wishes of members of that order would be. I have had to fight hard to ensure that you are not all kept in a cell overnight until the truth of the matter can be established. But we know where you're residing. It will be prudent to not get into any trouble or any of your propensity for confronting bandits and thugs in the streets. I think your noses should remain entirely clean until we have a chance to speak again about this, which we will. I expect a visit from the commander. Best case scenario, the commander and a handful of others in the morning. If things don't add up, the doors will be coming off at Adventurers Guild Hall first thing.
You know where to find us. Thank you for your efforts.
I'm inclined to trust you, but if you made a fool of me, I'll kill you myself, you understand?
Understand?
You look so good. Lieutenant, let them out. Oh yeah, a guard comes out and opens the gate. Okay, so we are in nighttime now. You know that the guards are being dispatched to investigate and deal with Janos's place. What now for you? Is it back to the guild hall?
That's where Asher would start heading, yeah.
Yeah, I think Sita's definitely ready to call it a night. I don't think she'd be. I think actually, as we get to the guild and Pip is still there, So what? You're just going to be following us now? Are you going to sleep in his bed?
I can make my own arrangements, but it sounds like at least some of you have plans with the Knights of Bahamut and to pose some resistance. So I suppose that is where I should go.
Why? You have come here, you've delivered your warning, and you just go back home.
I can't go home. I don't
Why?
have the ability. I only managed to get here because I was able to loot a scroll of wish. I'm not capable of casting such a spell by myself.
Well, it seems like an important quest for you to get on with.
If I could, I mean, that world is destroyed. So if I can turn back time there, then that would certainly be an admirable goal and feat.
You are all okay with this?
Yeah, man. He wants to take down Syndax. He's got information that can maybe help, and like, you know.
He comes and spins some sort of tale. And now what? And now I need to see his face every day?
I mean, if we're talking about trusting the wrong people, like, there's a lot of that going around.
Yeah.
So,
Do you want to keep doing that?
I mean, I'm still rocking up with you guys, and hopefully it doesn't end up with me killed, and hopefully we can try and save, this world so it doesn't turn into some horrible corpse forest that attacks you in
And
the
we
night
need
and
him
doesn't
to
have
do this?
owls.
Sure, but what? So yes, now he's just going to follow us around.
Well, no, man, I'm vouching and I'm inviting him into the group.
What group?
This group, the group to like take down Sendax. I need you to get on board. We're trying to save the world.
Every pair of hands that we can if we're going to stand a chance. And maybe some more dragons, to be honest.
I'm gonna seek my own lodging tonight. My own room.
Okay.
I stayed at an inn last night. I'll leave you guys be for now.
No, man. Come on.
I'm not even a member of the Adventurers Guild.
No, I'll stand for you.
That's cheap.
You're my +1. I'll vouch for you.
If you insist.
Yeah, we got bigger fish to fry. You're welcome to be with us.
By the time she says that, Sira's no longer there.
Okay.
Oh, Sira going. Is Sira
She's
going
inside.
away from the? Oh, okay.
I think there's there's rooms here, right? Like we can get single rooms or double rooms that I can just pay for.
Yeah, you've been in your own room.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm just going to my room. I can't with this day.
Hubris is there, as always. Looks across you all coming in and then looks down to Pip and just...
Hello.
Does a double take.
Hey, Hubris. He's with me. I don't know if I need to sign him in or something like that, but...
Who is he?
This is Pip.
I popped in the other day just for a quick visit. I spoke to the barmaid. Very pleasant.
I suppose actually you would probably recognise the barmaid and had to have bit your tongue, wouldn't you? Yeah, okay.
I'm not sure if Pip, because
No.
Atticus hadn't met her
Yeah,
either,
that's
so
true.
I'm not sure that they would have met.
Very, very well. You're not a member, so stay away from the merchants.
Okay.
Alright, cool. See, I told you it'd be fine. Come on.
I haven't got very much money anyway.
Hmm.
Yeah, I bet. Did you travel with anything? Did you have to find clothes? Or, like, were you
I mean,
able to
I've-
pack a bag?
Well, I've been. My friends and I, or friend, have been kind of living and scavenging, and
Oh, yeah. Like, was there even money left?
I mean, there was money, but I mean, didn't have much use by the end.
It's wild to think about. Listen, you're all right now, and we're gonna save this one, okay?
Yeah, Hubris's greatsword would have slowly come out on seeing the new person come in, but then she hasn't fully stowed it, but now she's just sort of rested on the pommel as she looks at Obsidian and gives him a nod and says, "What is that about?"
It's a long story by now.
I haven't the patience for long stories, and I take it you do not either.
Certainly not today. Have they been talking long?
He will point towards Sildil and, well, the table.
About a half hour. As soon as Clem learned they were in, he came out, shoot a few people away, and has been engaging them in conversation himself, no doubt greasing palms and currying favour.
Does he know?
Does he know what? Does she know?
I thought she did.
Yes.
Did she? Oh,
Yeah,
shit, yes.
and she had a whole.
She
moment.
asked for
Obsidian
the.
Yes.
Told her immediately.
Blessing.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. I believe that he does.
All right. I'll see if any explanations are needed there.
He will head over.
Clem is, as you approach, it is very bizarre. Clem is talking quietly, non-boorishly, and just seems to be in a quiet, no, not like, but just a quiet, normal conversation without all of the performative, ha-ha, of it all.
My God, he can do that? Shocking.
And as like he sees you approach,
Atticus bringing out the worst with everyone.
as he sees you approach, he slaps his leg and is like, "My friend, how wonderful it is to see you return. Pull up a chair, pull up a chair."
I shall.
He shall join the group. He will, like, take a good look at everyone at the table, just sort of see what they look like. Are they? Was it comfortable in conversation so far?
It didn't seem like it was any sort of tense confrontation. They don't know each other particularly well, but they clearly haven't been talking. You know, they've clearly been making polite conversation. I was just informing Sildil we have information on this hill giant, or giantess, that you will be pursuing in the house of Hestein to the north.
I see.
Needless
Is
to
that
say,
what we're doing?
well, I believe it's what Sildil intends to do.
And probably we do. Have you been informed about Atticus?
I know there was some affray, and a sibling rift has formed. Has it all been smoothed over now?
No.
I'll have a word with the boy. It simply won't do.
I believe you will find that rather difficult by now. Atticus shall probably not appear in this place again.
My eyes and my loins weep in equal measure. Found a better offer, did he?
You believe so?
Well, if he's
It is
proven
an
to be a
entirely...
fool, imagine the bragging rights you'll have.
I've never been one for bragging.
No, I know, I can tell. Your stalwart humbleness is overpowering.
But I do wish there will come a time where I can break him.
Well, I saw you swinging that axe of yours around in the League of Legends. I dare say you'll triumph if it comes to that, eh?
We'll see if our paths cross again. Azuma wills it. For now, a giant, though. Different quarry. You already know the details, yes? He will ask for the deal.
Reminds me of a filthy sonnet I once heard, where Haviland's like, I will go to bed now. And Clem just, of course, good evening. Just like there's a crack of a very formal, non-jokey Clem for just a moment. I mean, yes, a sonnet, but and he just launches into this filthy limerick about a hill giantess.
How does it go? The limerick?
There was a giantess from Nantucket who's no. It'll get the video will get struck. So yeah, Haviland heads off. Soul deal. So I can have another drink before I retire. Haviland will find his way to me in the morning when he is ready. What are your plans, Obsidian? Will you take a drink or do you have business elsewhere?
I will take that drink tonight of all nights.
And Clem will gesture discreetly, and another tray of drinks are brought over. As they are being brought over, elsewhere we have Asher and Pip. Has Sire just headed off to a private room?
She's currently just ordering some dinner that she's gonna take
Okay.
somewhere. Or maybe more like a drink and more than something to drink. But yeah, she's at the bar currently.
Yeah. Asher and Pip. Asher, you're showing Pip around the Adventurers Guild.
Yeah, I'd show him around. I'd show him where the rooms are. Make sure to talk to someone to get him set up with a room for the night, and then
He'll be like, "Is it okay if I share with you? I'd feel it'd be much safer. I'll sleep on the floor."
oh yeah, man, I can toss you a blanket. That's fine.
Oh, don't worry. I've got one in my backpack.
Oh yeah, all right,
It's purple.
cool.
It's not. It's yellow.
It's made of amethyst.
And then yeah, I'd offer to get you a drink or something.
I don't mind if I do. It's nice to take the edge off when you're not feeling that you could be ambushed at any moment. You know,
Oh yeah.
a good way to relax.
Yeah, I'll order some drinks and like I don't know, some food.
Mila looks rather frustrated as she comes to serve you. Not at you, but there is someone sat at one of the tables who just seems to be quite deep in their cups and is sat back and just basically juggling slowly and lazily 2 hand axes. And you see there are a couple of splinters in the table that suggest they've missed a couple of times and the table has taken a couple of knocks for it. She's like, what can I get the 3 of you?
Oh man. I'm sorry, has that been going on all night?
About a half hour now.
I assume they're a member and we can't just kick them out?
They are just a member. They are a member, and their justification was that they can prestidigitate. They can cast. They can mend it. So every time they damage the table, a few minutes later, they're fixing it. He's already lost a finger, and he just grew it back. It's the noise more than anything.
I'm sorry. Hey, well, this is Pip.
Hello, Pip.
Pleasure to meet you.
Just an FYI, Atticus went full bad guy. So if you see him, don't chill with him. And I was just wondering if we could maybe bother you for some drinks and some food.
Yeah, she's happy to serve the 3 of you. Sorts up what you'd like, and she's like, it's quite meager fare tonight, but she's like, oh, no charge. It's just what I had in. Sorry, I'm trying to sort a few things behind
No,
the bar.
shut up. We'll pay you. That's fine.
Fine, a silver, which you know is less than it should be.
Okay, I'll pay.
But she just seems to be a bit like, oh my god, I'm too run off my feet tonight.
Okay. Let's go sit down. You want by the fire? Do you want something nice and warm and toasty, or do you want like a table?
I mean, it's been a while since I've been anywhere this nice, so wherever you think's good.
I mean, we can kind of eat off like the kind of coffee table if you want, and then just sit in the really comfy chairs, which I bet it's been a while for you.
Oh, that is comfortable. Tell me, Asher, what would you most like to see from what I've told you?
Oh, nothing from what you've told me.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
okay.
if we're being honest, like everything that you've told me about what happened in your world, I would love it if I never ever saw any of that. Like
okay.
that's the plan, right? Is to make sure I never see any of that.
Okay, I'll think of something nice that I can visualize for you.
Oh, were you gonna like make something?
Yeah, yes, I'll paint it.
You'll paint it. Ooh, okay, all right. I do have something for you then.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Okay, it's me in front of a potions kiosk in Joaquin's promenade.
Oh, no problem. I'll get to work on that after dinner.
What's Walking's Promenade?
He's been here a couple of days. You've
Yeah.
probably heard of it.
Oh, he's been. It's only this lot who haven't.
Oh, remind me in the morning. I need to. I've misplaced my dagger. I don't know if I lost it, but I mean, not that it's much use to me, but it's a useful utilitarian tool, and in case of emergencies, I should really pick up another one.
Oh yeah? Okay. Well, yeah, we can stop by a shop or somewhere. Get you a dagger. It's a good thing to have.
Yeah, and so he'll happily eat dinner in the warmth, and then after that, we'll break out from his little leather scholar's satchel. His painting supplies, and we'll just a little small thing like this. Actually, you know what? Since it's something that she requested that's of her, he might try and spend a bit more time on it. So
Cool.
Well, is there anything else that anybody would like to do before we call it a night and have you spend the evening with the Adventurers Guild before meeting up in the morning for adventure?
So,
Oh, I won't be meeting up in the morning. I'm gonna die tonight. I'm sharing the room with fake Atticus.
if it gets late enough that we do go to bed, like it will go to the room before bed. He will start to ritually cast alarm across the door.
Yeah, so I can't leave.
No, he'll just be like, "Oh, yes, it's a spell that you can have a password to pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think.
I think you can just
So-
define people who are immune
Yeah.
to it at casting.
Oh, okay, then that's fine. Just so that no one, breaks
Yeah.
in.
No, I gotcha. I'm with it. That's a good idea.
And we never saw Arthur again.
And yeah, he'll
Next day, Ash is just a rabbit and doesn't know what you're talking about when you point it out. So,
he'll
You take out a dagger and stab her other artery.
with a big
What
heft
dagger?
get rid of the hunting trap and lantern attached to his bag and dig out of it a blanket, and he'll curl up in a corner and cover himself up with that.
I will toss you some pillows and a spare blanket.
Oh, this is the lap of luxury.
how does
Oops.
Siri spend the rest of her night?
She's in her room crying her eyes out.
Cool.
And she'll fall asleep crying.
very cool.
Well, it just like she'll legitimately lose consciousness.
Okay. How about Obsidian?
So, Obsidian will ask Clem if Clem ever sits down and has a drink with Hubris. If that even happens.
Of course, I've known her for years. We go way back. You've seen us fight side by side in the arena.
That I have. Never seen the other side.
Hubris takes her work very seriously.
I have noted.
When she relaxes, she can sink a flagon as easy as the best of them.
I see.
Do you...
Huh.
Are you somewhat enamored? Obsidian.
Changes nothing about his demeanor.
Your secret is safe with me.
I have no secrets.
This I believe.
To wish to know more about Atticus and what befell him.
It does seem prudent. Especially if he's like to come turning up. And also... and like he falls back in his chair for a moment. It's like, the paperwork I shall have to fulfill. How could he do this to me? spin your tale of woe.
Sure. Yeah, so he shall be spilling the tale of woe, I suppose. What is happening?
Just Jija pointed out that your smouldering gaze, you and Hubris line up almost perfectly. Oh.
Wow. Somehow that is the most disturbing thing that has happened in the last episode.
So yeah, you tell the tale then?
Sure.
And once that tale is concluded...
Obsidian has no secrets.
Yeah, no. Once the tale is concluded, do you retire to your quarters?
So, Obsidian has... And he will probably mention it to Clem and Sildeal. Obsidian does wish to keep an eye out for if Syrah wouldn't decide to break out on her own. Because Obsidian's unsure if he will get another vision letting him know where she's going. So we'd rather just notice if she's going.
I'm not really about the business of...
Oh, I mean, he won't really expect that anyone will do that for him. Just mention it as a... I worry if she won't try to strike out on her own now.
If she does, is that for you to stop?
No, it is for me to follow.
Well, hopefully she'll be considerate enough to allow you a single night's sleep before such jaunts and escapades.
I don't reckon she'll do anything to make this any easier for myself.
And yeah, as night closes in, eventually, actually, Sildeal heads off. Clem lingers for one more drink after that before heading off. And yeah, the guild hall gradually doesn't fully empty. It never seems to actually empty. That would involve me filling with too many tokens. But it certainly dwindles. And the fire goes down to embers, and Mr. Death has some sort of fit on the keyboard. But yeah, a time eventually comes where you retire and everyone's in their beds. Maybe hearing soft weeping.
I don't believe Obsidian has been in a bed ever since we started this campaign.
Lying on his designated sleeping patch of floor.
He's got a closet that he sleeps in, like Bender in Futurama.
Yeah. Hey baby, want to kill all Atticuses? And yeah, we will leave it there.
Do we get a sick long rest?
You will all get the sickest long rest. Let me...
Does emotional damage give you enough XP to level 6?
Oh. No. But yeah, we will pick up next week. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us for our evening of emotional damage and a cute little rabbit man. And we will catch you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.